Hello everybody, Dokkan Assets here. Today we are back with another figure unboxing video, and today I am very excited because we finally get to continue our journey through the Saiyan Saga Kuji. Next up on the list we have the boy himself, Kaioken Goku. That's right, we're going to be taking a look at him first. I have finally received all of the figures in this set that I'm going to buy, which literally the only one isn't Cybermen. So we are pretty much ready to go on the Saiyan Saga Kuji in terms of the uploads that you guys are going to be seeing coming up. And this is very appropriate considering right now, obviously in Dokkan, we actually have the Saiyan Saga Goku and Vegeta that have just been released as LRs. And ironically enough, the pose on this Goku is literally the same as the SSR art for Goku. So how appropriate that this would be the time that I would end up opening this guy. As well, the Vegeta's pose is also quite similar to the other the SSR art for Vegeta, but I'll kind of talk about that more in his own dedicated video. We're keeping this to Goku for today. But I am very excited for this figure. Obviously, we don't really have that many Kaioken Goku figures. Ironically enough, for some reason, we really haven't had a lot of them for a long time. And then recently, we got three. We got this one, we got the BOS one, which I am also going to take a look at eventually. I actually do have that one in my possession already. And we also got the Namco exclusive one, which is kind of stinky because it's just digital modeling garbage and it doesn't really look that great. But regardless, it is cool that we are finally getting some Kaioken Goku love. Obviously, it is a form that is a classic DBZ form, and it's always great to get merch of underrepresented forms. Alright, so this one is also going to be interesting, too, because, of course, this is, like, a lot more pinkish, I guess, than red, you would say, in terms of, obviously, how he is colored. So, we are going to see how this actually looks on our boy here. I think that this is going to look pretty nice. Ooh! I am liking that face already, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and crack him out of the box. Obviously, he is only 2 pieces, so of course, this figure isn't going to be like hard to build or anything like that. He does not have any accessories, which makes sense because I don't know what they would give him. Obviously, Nappa, which we did take a look at on the channel, that was one of the first re-uploads on the channel when I was still working on the top 5s for the year, and I needed to just re-upload some figure unboxings from the Dokkan Assets channel. But obviously, it's good that that video is on this channel because, of course, then if you want to go back and see first figure that we opened up in this set, then obviously it is on this channel for you to take a look at. But yeah, so obviously Vegeta will be the next character that I'll be doing. I was just really excited to get into Goku. I'm not going to lie. As weird as it sounds, like I was excited for the whole set, but maybe it's just because I like Goku a lot, but I was most excited for Goku. And not to mention, I'm also most excited just like for unique figures because nowadays I definitely don't buy as many figures as I did in the past. Obviously I have quite the collection now and I don't really need duplicates of stuff. Okay, so already there is one unfortunate thing with my copy. I'm going to chuck that to the side. Mine does have a little bit of a scuff mark on the ear, as you can see. I don't know if there's any way to get that off. Unfortunately, it looks like there is not. It almost kind of looks like he just has a piercing. Maybe I could somehow paint that over. I'm not too sure, but that is a very unfortunate defect with my copy. However, other than that, though, the figure itself looks absolutely fantastic. I love Goku's face sculpt. I think this perfectly encapsulates this scene in the anime and the manga. I think that the coloring on him to represent the Kaioken aura around him looks perfect. Funny enough, he kind of looks like full power Frieza right now when he gets cut in half. The hair looks great too, obviously the base form hair, and of course in this very nice brown tone, which of course is representing the Kaioken aura around him. It looks very nice. I believe this line was entirely sculpted, if memory serves, by Takanaka, I think is how you pronounce his name. If I can find any information, I will have put it on screen already. But I was very excited when I saw that because he sculpts great stuff. And look at these legs. These look very good. The pants look very nice. Obviously super simple, but I think the coloring definitely does a great job of capturing the Kaioken aesthetic here. A very interesting placement of the feet, as you can see, because it is weird that like it's flat, but then it's also bent here for how it's actually going to stand. So for the stand itself, let's go ahead and grab this. I believe it plugs, it wouldn't really make, oh, maybe it does plug into this one? I feel like it should plug into the, no, yeah, that definitely looks like it lines up. I was gonna say, I feel like it should plug into the back of the foot one, but no, that definitely fits right in there. Okay, snaps right in there very nicely. I guess that makes sense because since that's already stable, now he's just like stable. To be fair though, it is still a little bit wobbly for sure because as you can see, right, the foot is definitely not flat on the table. Even if you look at it from the back, you can see that it's kind of raised off the ground, which is a little bit odd, but unfortunately that is probably just a quality control issue from Bandai's part. Let's go ahead and chuck this bad boy on here. As I'm putting this on, by the way, I did pick this figure up from the Big Bad Toy Store. I pre-ordered him on there a while ago because unfortunately Amazon actually canceled my pre-order because they couldn't fulfill it. So I did get this guy for, I believe, around 36 bucks. Which was a pretty decent price, and I've actually had him in my pile of loot, which is something that they have on Big Bad Toy Store that you can wait to ship a bunch of stuff together, so it's cheaper. But yeah, there he is, all put together. Very, very nice figure. Wow, let me focus the camera a little bit more on that. That is amazing. Holy cow. Yeah, I think that does a fantastic job of encapsulating the not only essence of how angry Goku is in this scene, but just the overall look of the pose that Goku takes here, the sculpt, the coloring. Obviously, this is a figure that, like, even though his pants are literally, like, crimson red, right? I think that this figure is definitely a little bit more subtle in regards of, like, the Kaioken, right? Like, there's some figures that try and do some ridiculous shenanigans about making them, like, bright pink or bright red with, like, this crazy shine on it. And to be fair, we will actually see that in the BOS version because that figure's pants are shiny. So that is one great example of that, you know, they go kind of over the top for it. However, obviously this figure does a lot with just the subtlety of it. And I think that his body is sculpted fantastic. Again, his pants are sculpted fantastic. And I love the ripping that is around his gi as well. The veins popping out are a very nice touch to the figure. Alright, let's go ahead and do some size comparisons with our boy. Alright, so bringing in our two usual candidates, of course, we have the Ichiban Kuji Gotenks and the Super Saiyan Blue Dokkan Battle WCF Goku. And as you can see, this figure is actually just about the height of Gotenks. Of course, the minifigure is towered in comparison. Let's go ahead and grab our handy dandy ruler. My man stands at about, on the camera, it looks like 8.5 inches. Let me see, is that correct? I think if we pick it up, it looks a little bit more like 8 is kind of where I'm seeing it, like right about there. I would say just about 8 inches is accurate because, again, keep in mind I'm sort of looking at this from like a angle where I'm looking up at the figure where the camera is placed, right? Whereas I'm looking at it directly. That was really hard to say, I'm sorry. Anyway, a pretty good height, honestly. I think he's very great for the size. Obviously, he is pretty wide. He, honestly, as weird as this sounds, as much as I love how this figure looks, I honestly think he could be a little bit bulkier, which is weird, even though I do really like his current bulk status. Of course, we have a couple of figures to compare him to. Nothing too crazy today because unfortunately I don't really have that many Saiyan Saga figures, but a quick comparison that I have for you is the Saiyan Saga Vegeta, which is kind of funny to see the size comparison between these guys because even though this figure is obviously many years older than the Kaioken Goku and of course is from a completely different line, of course that being the Figure Coliseum, They kind of scale okay, I guess. Sort of, not really, kind of. It's like not the worst, but obviously Vegeta is much smaller than Goku. To be fair, I think that this setup would actually work fantastic if you had a display where Vegeta was high up on the rocks, right? And you had this figure placed up looking down at Goku, and you had Goku looking up at Vegeta. Because this is almost like right as they're both about to explode with rage and fire the Kamehameha and the Gallic Gun at each other, which I think is pretty cool. So these figures definitely pair pretty well, honestly, and one other thing that I really like about the look of both of these is that even though they are done by completely different sculptors, I think that the sort of rounded, more softer edges feel of early DBZ, obviously that is also very akin to Dragon Ball as well, is definitely on full display with both of these figures here. So I think that also helps compare them quite well to each other. As well, the other figure that I have for you, of course, is the figure that we have taken a look at in this line previously. Of course, that being the Nappa. And you can see by me just setting him on the table, obviously Nappa is a lot bigger than Goku here. But of course, both of these figures look absolutely fantastic together. I think that they both fit wonderfully in the line, and you can tell that they are definitely from the same figure line for sure. They look great together. This is the one thing that I will say that definitely makes me almost feel like Goku should be a little bit bigger looking at these two guys next to each other, because I know that Nappa is a lot bigger than Goku, and obviously Goku is squatting down for this figure, so of course he's not at full height, but I definitely feel like, especially when he's at max power Kaioken, he definitely looks a little bit bigger than this compared to Nappa, at least if memory serves properly from how both of these characters looked in the anime. But they still look fantastic together, and I cannot wait to open the Vegeta as well as the Gohan in the set. Seeing Vegeta and Nappa together will honestly be something that will, I don't know, bro, that might have to just be a centerpiece of my display, because that is going to be absolutely perfect. But that is going to do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you would like to pick up this figure, of course, links in the description where you can do so. If you do pick them up from the old Amazon.com, I get a little bit of an extra cut with no extra cost to you. However, please don't pick him up from there if he is overpriced. Obviously, I don't want you guys paying more than you should for this guy, which I would say the $36 price tag, right, $35 price tag for this guy on most sites is definitely a very good price to pay for this guy. As well, if you would like to support my figure unboxing content, don't forget to head over to the Patreon. Please only do so, obviously, if you feel that you can. Don't feel like you're forced to ever support me on the Patreon or in any way like that. Of course, you watching the content is all that I can ask for, and frankly, what I want the most, because I really hope that you guys enjoy watching these videos. And if you did enjoy, don't forget to like and subscribe. Obviously, I am trying to grow this channel big and strong, since this is the dedicated figure unboxing channel. So it seems like you guys are enjoying the content so far, which I am very grateful for. The weekly uploads have been going well, so I am glad that you guys are enjoying things. So let me know if you enjoyed this video, and let me know what you think, of course, of this figure in the comment section below. If you have this guy, if you have the full set, all that good stuff, and what you think of him. I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Dokkan Assets out. Peace.